Right, we are back on this very miserable rainy day for pool. However, again, I'm feeling pretty class, man. Cannot complain at all. Last night I was sleeping pretty early, I can't lie. I think it was like maybe 10:15. So 10:15 we fell asleep, and then I literally woke up like maybe 7:15. So a good like 8.5 hours sleep minimum anyway, and it felt good and it was needed, I can't lie. Sleep scores and all that, pure through the roof, like optimal sleep. I was Mr. Optimal this morning, man. So we're feeling good, I cannot lie. I obviously in for pool and we've got RDLs again. I'm thinking around the same sort of situation, not going mega heavy. With the back, it's been feeling pretty tight, but it's not like painful, it's not like pure causing me any bother, like kind of just another movement, so that kind of stuff, but it does feel tight here and there. So I'm scared to kind of do anything too crazy, you know what I mean? So I'm thinking, I done 100, I think it was 100 kilo for 10 or 12 last week. Let's just kind of slow, controlled, like driving through the concentric, nice and slow, no pure explosive movements or that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking this week, I might take a little bit of a heavier set, like maybe 120 or 130, even trying to do kind of 6 to 8, with just like slow, controlled pauses again. But I want to go a little bit heavier and sort of build that back up, you know what I mean? I don't want to kind of just sit at 100 kilos for like the next 20 weeks or whatever. So, the plan is kind of slowly sort of driving it back up. Might even do 110 kilos and just try and match what I got last week and kind of just start building it back up again. Because I know that I can obviously RDL like 160, 170 kilos, so it's like, it's nothing that I haven't done before. I've done like well more of before, you know what I mean? So I don't want to pure like hold myself back because of this sort of injury in the back of my mind, because it is gone, it's not an injury anymore, it's just tight. So having that sort of mindset of, right, okay, I'm just injured, like keeping that in the back of my mind, it's going to just hold me back in the long run. So I don't want to do that. So the plan is try and sort of ramp it back up a little bit again, start kind of pushing the weight back up, not obviously anything ridiculous or unsafe, because there's no point jumping back to say 150 or 160 kilos thinking, oh, I'll be completely fine, and then something goes wrong, and then that's my own mistake for being an absolute fucking idiot, you know what I mean? So, aye. But for the most part, we're feeling good, man. I had my posing call today with Matt. In terms of posing in general just now, it's starting to feel not like, it's not easy at all, but it's starting to feel like pretty smooth. Like the kind of main sort of poses anyway, I'm feeling pretty good with, kind of changing some stances here and there, just overall feeling pretty smooth. Flow wise, of course, not yet quite flowy, but I spoke to Matt about a routine, mentioned the song, all that kind of stuff, so hopefully we can kind of build a routine off this song, because I think it's a pretty cool song. It might be kind of like cringy to some people, maybe kind of cringy to some people, but to me, I think it's a pretty cool song. Like, personally, pretty class song. I wouldn't say it's my favourite song on planet Earth. Like, this is what Matt was saying. If you kind of pick a song that is like your favourite song ever, right, and you're just listening to it over and over again, try to kind of master your routine, you get bored of the song, right? Chances are, by the time I compete, all that kind of stuff, I'll be bored of hearing this song. So I'll have it on repeat, just practicing all the time. So I don't want to pick a song that I pure absolutely love and like eventually I just start hating it. But this song, I think it's pretty hard to hate, you know what I mean? So, I'm thinking it's going to be a pretty class song. Again, I'm not going to tell you what it is, because that'll kind of ruin the sort of like the build up to the song, you know what I mean, when it comes to like actually being on stage and actually kind of getting the routine down, all that kind of stuff. I don't want to pure like announce the song and then I kind of start posting me practicing the routine. You start kind of hearing the song and the routine, and it comes to being on stage, I pure like, oh, that was a complete like anti-climax. I know it was coming, like I've heard that the past 17 weeks of Aiden practicing his pose and all that kind of stuff, so we'll keep the song a secret, but I'm going to clickbait this title and say my song choice, but you're not finding it. Sorry if you've came to find out the song choice, but you're not finding it. I'm not telling you, you can find out in 16, 17 weeks. But today we're hoping for literally basically a replica of yesterday's session, because it was a very, very good session. Like, everything just felt class, progressions across the board. feeling strong, good pump, all that kind of stuff. So if we can do that again today, we are absolutely flying. And if we can basically do that every single day going forward, then even better, man. I think there's literally no spaces here. This is outrageous. In fact, there is one there I'm going to squeeze in, unless this person's coming in, which they're not. So I'm going to just jump in there. This car park, man, honestly, see if I can show you some of the parking. It's ridiculous, man. It's absolutely dreadful parking. So here I am parking like right in front of the mad shutter. It doesn't actually get opened anyway, so it should be alright. But if I get asked to move, then of course I'll just need to budge. Same situation as yesterday. However, I might actually show you some footage of today's session. I'm going to record it on the phone again. It's a little bit easier to record on the phone rather than pure carrying this big clunky camera around. You know what I mean? So I'll record on the phone, kind of in the chat home. I might kind of add some wee clips in then. But I'll catch you after the session. Right, we are back. Pool ticked off. Overall, a very productive session. Quite a chatty session, to be fair. Done quite a lot of talking. But overall, like a pure banging session, man. We've done RDLs. I done 120 kilos for 9, then 100 kilos for 11. So last week I done 100 for 10 and then 80 for 12, I'm pretty sure it was. Again, same situation of literally just slow, eccentric, wee pause and then kind of controlled concentric, well, a very controlled concentric compared to kind of more explosive, you know what I mean? So the whole sort of thought behind that was literally just make sure I'm getting the most out of my hamstrings and glutes and like kind of limiting any sort of lower back strain. So it's like, I know I can go heavier, I know I can do 160 for reps. I've done it plenty of times, like countless times. I know I can do that, but at the same time, in the back of my mind, I'm just like, I don't want to risk it just now. Like, even though my back feels fine, just a bit tight here and there, but it's completely fine. Like, it's still a pure scary and quite a daunting thing, if that makes sense. Like, it's probably a pure stupid thing to say, like, oh, you've been injured, like, you're not injured anymore, so just get back to doing what you were doing. But it's probably easier to say that than it is to actually do it. Like, I could just jump back into 160 and, to be fair, I'd probably be completely fine, that'd be sound. But in my head, there's something in the back going, you know what, Aidan, if you do that and you proper gob your back again, that's on you for rushing back to it, you know what I mean? So I can get plenty out, lighter weight, just more control, a lot more control and higher rep ranges, and it still feels just as good, if not a little bit better, kind of getting that sort of internal stimulus and feeling, you know what I mean? But overall, it was a good session. Like, I progressed near enough everything, to be fair. But like my main kind of focus in that session was like to make sure, right, okay, are RDLs okay? Are they feeling safe? Are they feeling stable, powerful, all that kind of stuff? Which they did, so we're good to go. I'm also behind a cyclist who's going 7 miles an hour. So let's just go round him before a vehicle comes. Oh, see cyclists, man, they take up an entire lane. Just get out of the way, just move it the fucking way. But I don't know what happened, I left the gym and my ears popped. Don't know why, but my ears have now popped and it feels very strange. So that's not nice. I feel like I'm pure talking in a tunnel just now, which is a bit odd, but that's a fun experience. But anyway, plan now, literally get home, get a shower and chill out. Literally just chill out, man, because I'm feeling pretty gubbed. See, this morning, I woke up after a pure class sleep. I felt really good, but I also felt a bit kind of fatigued and a bit sort of run down, you know what I mean? Which will happen. If you're training hard, you're going to feel fatigued here and there. It's just natural, it's going to happen. So I was like, I'm feeling a bit sort of gubbed. Full session overall, really good, but I'm feeling pretty battered. So I'm like, right, okay, rest day tomorrow. Thank God, it's came at a good time, which kind of tends to happen. My split just now is legs, pushing arms, pull, rest, lower upper rest. On that pull session, I do feel pretty done in, and even on the kind of off-season, like gaining phase, I even felt pretty gubbed then after that day too. So it's not like a new occurrence, you know what I mean? It happened before. I know that I recover well enough because I've progressed consistently over the past, I don't know how many months. So it's not a case where like, I'm creating so much fatigue to the point where I'm actually like kind of hindering my own progress, because I'm not at all. I just feel fatigued. And that kind of rest day that follows the pool day, I then recover pretty efficiently because my job ideally is remote, so I work from home. So my only sort of target in terms of kind of expenditure is literally just getting my steps in. So once these steps are ticked off, I can literally just rest on the rest day, you know what I mean? Which is definitely beneficial for me. I think if I was doing, say, some sort of like labouring job, like a pure like kind of heavy lifting job, whatever it was, right, my recovery would be nowhere near as good as it is just now. So I'm kind of grateful for the job that I have and the sort of career path that I've chosen. To do bodybuilding anyway, it's definitely a pretty ideal career when it comes to sort of like even meal timings, like meal timing, recovery, just all that kind of stuff. It's kind of ideal job for it, to be honest. So anyone that's like, say, a pure, I don't know, say like an NHS worker or like a kind of a night shift worker or like a labourer, whatever, right, and you do bodybuilding, do you know what? Hats off to you, man. Like, honestly, fair play. Because even just now, like, in my like luxury that I basically have of working from home, like, because at the end of the day, it is a luxury. Working from home like every day of the week is a major luxury, to be fair. So even in that sort of luxury setting, like, some days I'm like, this is tough, man. So I can't even imagine how they people that like work night shifts and work labouring jobs, I can't imagine how they feel on a day-to-day basis, like feeling pure gubbed all the time, you know what I mean? So if you are an NHS worker or a labourer or a night shift worker, whatever it may be, hats off to you. Like, honestly, fair play, because obviously you have a bit more like struggle than me, a bit more sort of like day-to-day tasks than me when it comes to like prepping things, like being certain places on time, all that kind of stuff. So fair play. But anyway, yes, in for a scran, shower, and just chill out. So I hope you have enjoyed, and apart from that, I'll catch you in the next one.